जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम ओम। Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai 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 Ram Om. Shri Ram.
Milestone. Steps, that combined.
Don't go. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Hari Om to everybody. What is to be shared?
Any questions? Yatra. Go to Yatra.
Yes, some questions on one devotee has some questions.
Yeah.
While chanting Nama, after some time I observed that chanting becomes mechanical and the body is doing chanting and the mind is wandering. One thing. And thought, second thing is thought. I'm very much bothered by thought because it's, I think, biggest hindrance in any kind of inquiry.
Initially, when we chant, we are inspired, but after a few days or few hours or few minutes, the mind comes back with its usual thoughts. When we become aware that we are not in a position to concentrate on the sound of the name, we try to devise some method. There are so many methods. One is that there are three types of chanting. One is this chanting, vocal. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. In any tune. But while we chant, we should try to hear our own chanting. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When we try to hear our own chanting, the tendency of the mind or the thoughts to come and disturb us will become limited. Because the moment that the thoughts come, you are not aware you are thinking. So when we keep on practicing this for some days, slowly the mind will be disciplined. Next would be to take up to silent chanting. What is silent chanting? You are chanting, but the sound will not come out, but lip and tongue will move. But you should know, you should hear your own chanting. So here also, the moment our thoughts come, we will not become aware of chanting. Immediately we open and restart. There is no shortcut, it has to be practiced. So, and then when we pass this test, the final is mental chanting. In mental chanting, the sound will not come, the lip and tongue will not move, but we should mentally chant, we should hear our own chanting. So this type of practice will enable us to concentrate on the chanting. Is that sufficient? No. We should also try to pump in this idea that we are chanting the name of one who is within us, who is making me to chant. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. If we are unable to integrate these thoughts, at the beginning of chanting or after chanting, we can dwell on this. What is to be dwelt on? That I am chanting the name of one who is within me and now who is making me to chant. That means the spirit, the power behind the chanting. We become aware of the power behind the chanting. At the moment we are not aware, though the power is there, because our thoughts cloud the same and we are not in a position to recognize or become aware of the power behind the chanting. So that is why wherever Papa said, while chanting you try to bring in this dimension. I am chanting the name of one who is within me, who is making me to chant. Okay. The next clue is very important. Throughout the waking time, we will not be able to chant. So what matters during the non-chanting time? Whatever we do during the non-chanting time matters or is directly related to the remembrance. If our mind is fully preoccupied with various sense objects throughout, it will be difficult. So that is why it is recommended that if our outer life becomes value-based, meaning from me to we, or we become conscious of what all we have been provided with, and our life is a payback to Him. He has given us a life, He has provided everything, and we are giving back to Him, which is what is called value-based life. Quality, care and concern for others, love, excellence, selfless to the maximum extent. Like that there are so many values: compassion, self-effacement, non-possessiveness. One by one we will take it up. So when we try to live up to those things, the mind is slowly getting itself purified from self-centeredness to selflessness. With that background, when we chant, the chanting becomes more and more effective. If I am leading a self-centered life, I want the me to me, me to me, me to me, me to me, my chanting will not become effective. So initially when we chant, we chant. Later on when we know, like what you have pointed out, the mind is going out, I am not deriving the full benefit. Ultimately, the chanting will enable us to lead to the power because of which the chanting takes place. This also should not be lost sight of. He has given us this chanting to go to the source. So for that absolute concentration, focused attention, all these things are necessary. So chanting enables us to discipline the mind, sharpen the mind, and ultimately the mind does not exist when it takes us to that level. So all these things, if they are there in our mind, our chanting becomes effective. Otherwise the chanting will become, as you said, superficial, lip level, not effective. Initially it will be difficult, but it will be possible. Nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant, nothing is irrelevant. So whatever we do, we handle it with love, we handle it with perfection. Perfection means centeredness, efficiency in action. Whether we are doing the household work or in the professional field or with our friends, whatever we do it efficiently. Whole-souled involvement. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Dexterity in action is yoga. Yoga means union with God. Dexterity can come or efficiency can come only when there is a whole-souled involvement. So when during the non-chanting time when we practice, we may fail, we may forget, but when we practice, whatever we do it with excellence. Suppose we wash our pant and shirt and put it for drying. Even the act of drying, it will be even, no? It will not be haphazard. That means you are concentrating on that particular activity. Everything will be perfect. Cooking, cleaning, sweeping. Early morning when we get up, we take the bed sheet, fold it properly. Everywhere, take the brush and after brushing the teeth, taking the paste, when we close it, minutely. Everywhere this should be done. From the minutest to the grossest. These are all part of spirituality. When you say nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant, this will all aid in our chanting effectively. And then we will also try to ensure that none of our thoughts, words and deeds become detrimental to others. If at all unknowingly we say something or do something or think something which is not in the interest of others, we immediately correct ourselves, apologize. These are all values. So chanting should be accompanied by all these things during the non-chanting time. Then only the chanting will become effective. In other words, chanting with the right background is the purificatory process. It's a process by which the me and mine is tamed. It's the biggest hurdle all of us are facing. Papa, when he wrote the first book, In Quest of God, in the second chapter, he writes, O Ram, Ram means this power. He is addressing. When thy slave finds thee at once so powerful and so loving, and that he who trusts thee can be sure of peace and happiness, why should he not throw himself entirely on thy mercy, which can be possible only by giving up everything he called mine? Thou art all in all to thy slave. Thou art the sole protector in the world. Men are deluded when they declare, I do this, I do that, this is mine, that is mine. All, O Ram, is thine. All things are done by thee alone. Thy slave's one prayer to thee is to take him under thy complete guidance and remove his I-ness. So the purpose of chanting is to attain this. Handing over the sense of agency from the sense of individuality to that power. The sense of agency is called the me and mine, I and mine. Without that power, we are dead bodies. The present me and mine is alive only because the power is there behind. So the sense of individuality tries to recognize this truth through the sadhana. So Nama chanting is to enable us to remember Him, to know this truth, and to live a life in accordance with that. By hearing this, we may not be able to, because our old baggage is there, mind. That will come and take us away. So we keep on trying. So all these dimensions should be there for effective chanting. And we will know for ourselves, because it will be reflected in our thoughts, words and deeds. We will be more and more loving towards all. We will be sensitive to the sufferings and demands of others. We will not ignore anything. Slowly the samatva bhava, equanimity, that will come. We can watch ourselves. A simple living habits that we will try to acquire. So we should be watching ourselves, evaluating ourselves. No outside factor can help us. Self-correction, that's all. Is that clear?
Yes. The second question was thought, which takes mind away from the attention or the word. Every moment the thought is coming and taking me to the other dimension, and I am lost.
Here Papa gives us one more clue, that what we see outside is also the manifestation of Him. We have to go to the origin of everything. That object or individual or situation which disturbs us, which gives us the feeling that we are thinking about it. We try to go to the origin. For example, you think about an eatable or your mobile. Okay, you think about the mobile. Immediately you think, when there was no mobile in the world, you made somebody to think about it. And then later on you made them to improve it. And then you made it. So we are connecting Him to that. Suppose you enjoy a particular food and that food thought comes. Again you go to that. The raw material you gave, the first beans, first tomato, the first bindi, lady's finger, which I am enjoying today, the first carrot, where from it came. So like that we go to the origin of everything. Suppose a person has told you something and you take it that he has wounded you, insulted you. If that thought comes, you immediately think that person is a person only because the power is there. If the power is not there, that person is not there. That power, what we call subtle and mysterious power, that is what Papa names as God. Just like electricity, it's a power which is there in all of us. So if that power is not there, that individual will not exist as an individual. So the individual said will become less and less important, and you are trying to connect with the common denominator. Like that, a constant effort. It is not that easy as we now discuss. We may fail, we may forget, but again we have to keep on hammering. That is why he said, go to the origin of your and the world life. By that, the so-called distracting thoughts will not be there, because even then you are remembering him. Chanting is to remember him. When the chanting does not take place internally, orally it takes place, and it is still dwelling on various thoughts, our part of the mind says we are disturbed, but again now we are trying to go to the source of that particular object, that particular person, that particular situation. So these are all some of the ways by which the mind can be tamed, disciplined, controlled, and made to focus on this particular aspect. Only through practice it can come, not by hearing, not by listening, by doing. So whenever it is possible, we will try. While you are walking towards this hall, we can try, sitting. In between any of our activity, there will be pause moments. There we can try. That is how we should try. And then we sit for Ram Nam, mind will become matured enough to stick on to it. The moment you think it is going away, just open and see. Again you try, close your eyes, where from the sound comes. So it is not that easy. Chanting, sadhana of chanting is not that easy. Easiness is there only in, there is no restriction as to where and when you should do it. The moment you get up till you retire to bed, any time you can do this chanting, that's all. Unlike other discipline, we have to sit, we have to look at this side, we have to take a bath. Nothing is necessary. You are trying to remember the power which has been with you, which is with you. Whether I remember him or not, whether I honor him or not, whether I recognize him or not, whether I ignore him or not, he is still with us. This we should keep on thinking. So the cause is me and mine. That should be very clear to all of us. Any other subject now?
Read that Kanhangad said that can you come here?
No, it's all right. Somebody will hear.
Said that you can choose whatever word you want.
You can choose whatever words you want.
You want to chant, to repeat, but it has much more efficiency if it has been given by Guru.
By the Guru, if it is given, it has more efficiency. Papa has told that.
So what does that mean? If you don't have a Guru that gave you this mantra?
No, it's not like that. What he meant was, when in any matter, not merely this mantra chanting, when somebody gives you Somebody shares with you some noble ideas. If it is academic, if it is a bookish knowledge, that means it is coming from the knowledge, it will have some effect. But when we share on the basis of our experience, it has got an added power. Because while explaining that, we are reliving those moments. So, from the knowledge level, from the experiential level, when he meant Guru, the Guru is such that who has realized the soul, the self. So, from that platform, when he gives the mantra, because he is now reliving how the mantra helped him to scale the heights. Whereas I read, this is what Papa said, and it will have a lesser effect. And when we don't have to go in search of Guru. When we try to chant his name with faith and devotion, if it is necessary, either the Guru will come to you or you will be taken to his place, and he will motivate you to ask for initiation. Papa did not ask for initiation. His father came to him and gave him the mantra. Similarly here, anybody who is coming, we are not requesting them. Only when they are prompted. Certain people living abroad, they also will write to us, can we have the mantra initiation? So we do it, we tell them the timing, and then we explain everything, and then we put on Papa's words. Papa did not give any message on the initiation. In that message, he was talking about the sweetness of Ram Nam. At the end of it, he says, Ramdas will now chant the mantra given to him by his Guru, word after word, will you kindly chant? That we take it as initiation. In certain other places, the Guru will give you directly the mantra. Here, through Papa's recorded talks, mantra initiation is given. So we don't have to bother about whether we get a Guru or not. When we try to chant, if it is necessary for us to give a boost to our sadhana, God himself will arrange for getting us initiated. Either he will come to you or you will be taken to his place. And then you get an inner prompting to ask him whether you can be initiated. And what is more important is the mental, the conducive mental atmosphere. Otherwise, somebody telling the Nama, we are taking it. No. With the complete background, suppose when we take it, certain people have implicit faith. To them, the Guru gives the mantra, that is enough. People who are exposed to so many thoughts on spirituality, Guru, naturally you need lot of preparatory steps. Most of us belong to this category. Because in the case of people who are having faith, unconditional faith, unshakable faith, they will not ask anything else. They will only say, can you initiate me, boss? For people who are exposed to so many thoughts on spirituality, Guru, mantra, sadhana, they need some grounding. Otherwise, the intellect will again question. Intellect will keep on questioning. In the other case, the intellect is keeping quiet. So there is no must that is how our mind is. Are we in a position to accept it with total faith? Papa did not ask his father. The father came and told him, previously he was chanting only Ram, Ram, Ram. So he said, one sannyasi has come and given to me this mantra and told me that if I continue to chant, I will get peace. So you also take it. Then he repeated this Om. So he repeated Om, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. This is the pattern here. So rest assured, he will give us what is to be done. We don't have to struggle. You start chanting, that's all. With as much faith as possible, with as much devotion as possible. And then if it is necessary, the initiation also will take place. Ramana Bhagavan came and sat, there's nobody to initiate. Certain people, they don't get initiated. It automatically comes. Guru from within, he initiates. Is that clear? Anything else?
If you say Hari Om, what is the actual meaning of Hari?
Hari stands for this indwelling and all-pervading reality. Om stands for the indwelling and all-pervading reality. So when I meet somebody, I'm trying to train myself. Instead of telling, hello, how are you? Hari Om.
Does it have the meaning one who divides? Hari.
The divinity.
Divides, one who divides.
Divinity. Hari stands for, Hari Om stands for the divinity within. Slowly, it may be mechanical now. But instead of telling something, one day we will try to realize, just now you are asking this question, like that it will come. Everybody says Hari Om, you will also repeat Hari Om. Then one day, you are asking yourself, what is this Hari Om? And then you get a clarity. And you try to maintain that while telling Hari Om. You may fail, you may forget. But again, the process will start within. Hari Om, automatically you will say Hari Om. Because in the other one, hello, how are you? It is individual to individual. Here, unconsciously or consciously, knowingly or unknowingly, we are trying to connect ourselves with the indwelling reality within you. We may not know, but slowly it will percolate, influence, impact will be there. That power because of which you are telling Hari Om, that power because of which the individual is there as an individual. That is what is identified as Hari Om. Later on you will slowly realize. So that means, our constancy in maintaining God remembrance, it gets a fillip, push, even by telling Hari Om. When you take telephone, somebody got Hari Om. So it becomes a part of your life. Any device can be tried.
So Harijan means what speak?
Hari. Hari means God. The power. Again, God, we will not limit to one form. He is also in that form. In Puranic language, Hari stands for Vishnu. Hara stands for Lord Shiva. So that is another aspect. But here we are trying to, when you say Hari, Hari Om, Om stands for the Nirguna Nirakara aspect also.
In mathematics, it is a division, Harana for division. Division. for division, mathematics is a haranam.
Haranam.
Harikkiga, divide. So does it have
Hari,
anything to do with
Hari,
dexterity?
it might be, it might have derived from that word. When we address Lord Adiyappa, we say Harihara Putra. Hari and Hara. There is a story, a Puranic story is there. Vishnu came in the form of a lady, Mohini, and then the offspring was Ayyappa. So Hari stands for Vishnu, Hara stands for Shiva. It can also be taken like that, but normally when we say Hariyo, in Anandashram or in Timaya Mission we have seen, or many other institutions, they follow this Hariyo just to identify the divinity. Knowingly or unknowingly, I must be knowing the divinity. Divinity in everybody. And we don't know whether it has entered into everybody. When we all started addressing Hari Om to others, automatically we will not say Hari Om, we will say Hari Om. No? There is an expression of humility is there, expression of reverence is there, respect is there. So all those things are combined in this Hari Om. Hari Om, please come in. No? There is a softness there. Anything else?
In the planning of the ashram, there is the morning mantra for Lord Shiva. And I'm wondering if in Ram there is everything, why there is also mantra of Shiva?
If Ram is full and complete, why there is Shiva mantra also?
For one object itself, in different languages we say different words, you know. Same object, water, it is identified or called as gel, it is called as Vellam in Malayalam, Tannir in Tamil, Neeru in Kannada, like that, you know, same. So this has various traditions have been there. We don't know how the tradition came. God is identified through various names. Initially we think it's all separate. As we go deeper and deeper into the spiritual learning, we find the same power is named in different ways. So whatever you are comfortable with, meaning in India, right from their childhood, each one will be following one tradition. Lord Krishna may be the deity for them. Lord Shiva may be the deity for somebody. Lord Ayyappa may be somebody. You know, the tradition will be there. So when you are trying to grow, you go along with the tradition. A stage comes when you are asked to chant God's name, whatever you are comfortable with, you chant. The other one is definitely somebody, you have not accepted it, you are not doing it. So that is why Papa said any name is all right. All names stand for the same power, the indwelling and all-pervading reality. So there is no confusion here. But in this ashram, we concentrate on Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, only for the sake of uniformity. Suppose you chant one name, she chants another name, I chant another name, there will be utter chaos here. We will not reach anywhere. So for the sake of uniformity, what he practiced, suppose you ask him to initiate with Shivanam, he will initiate. He will ask. When he was abroad, even he has initiated Jesus' name. So what is important is the power. The other one is relative. The other one is abstract. So whatever you are comfortable with, you can use, but provided you feel that we are chanting the name or uttering the name of one who is within me and who is everywhere. So that there won't be any confusion. Otherwise, as you said, why so many names? This is what Papa revealed after his experimentation.
Somebody, what is the actual place of heart, the spiritual heart?
Spiritual heart, where is it?
Some say it is situated in the forehead, between the Bhrumatya, it is in the Bhrumatya. Some say in the chest or the left part of our body. What is the actual place of heart?
It can't be shown. If it can be shown, we can identify. It is the seat of love. That is heart. When we say that we have to come, as we keep on doing this inward journey, we are advised to concentrate upon the middle point. To tame the mind, Whenever the mind goes again, you come back. And then the concentration or contemplation or focusing, that will reveal what is needed.
Ramana Bhagavan says it is just on the left part of the body here.
Somebody says right part. So try to understand it, the seat of love. What is seat of love? A seat where you don't feel the otherness. So when you close your eyes and when the thoughts are set at rest, when it becomes still, no other thought comes. The thought is the one which says an other. In deep sleep, there is no otherness. That means thought is not there. But we are alive. Next day when we ask you, how was it? Oh, first class. 9 o'clock I slept into, morning 5 o'clock I got up, good sleep. So who was there to monitor, to tell and report that you enjoyed the sleep? If the thought was not there, you would not have slept. You say, I couldn't sleep at all. One thought or another, it was harassing me. So even in the absence of thought, I continue to exist. And that state is the blissful state, The only difference is, there I don't know who really I am. Every day God is giving us this taste. Hey, look here, be still and know that you are God. There is a word, biblical word. Be still. Then only by stilling the mind it can be experienced. And we know that during our deep sleep, we all find it enjoyable. We crave for that, We take sleeping pills, to mechanically, suppose if it can motivate the brain to keep quiet. But we all want that. But there we don't know who really we are. But here, Mahatmas who have scaled the heights have promised us that you will know who really you are. Even that means there is no another. The you and the experience become one. You and the experience become one, and then you try to. They say a samadhi, in Sanskrit language, sahaja samadhi. That means throughout my activity also that is maintained. So ultimately, when somebody says heart, everybody knows it is not the physical heart. Physical heart's job is that is the center place where the pumping is going on. It no doubts, it is very helpful to maintain this body. Why? It is the most needed one to help maintain this body. When I get a heart attack, I don't survive, because when the heart stops pumping, everything is stopped. So that also is relevant. But here when we say have a heart man, when we say not that he is not having the physical heart, the seat of love, seat of absence of otherness, seat of kindness, seat of all that is good and great,
Seat of Godhead.
Eh?
Seat of Godhead also.
Seat of God. That is God, goodness is godliness. So that is why they say peace is God, love is God. Papa used to say when you are compassionate, you play the part of God. When you are forgiving, you play the part of God. What does it mean? When you are loving, you play the part of God.
Why do we claim 3 times victory to Ram?
Why do you say JJ 3 times to Ram?
Because Ram is already victorious.
He is already victorious. Why do you say victory to Ram?
Repetition enables us to get ourselves grounded in it. When anything is spontaneous, that all when also we repeat. Take it. So Jai Jai Ram, though it is there, to hammer into my mind, to get it grounded, I can take it like that. Victory to you, victory to you. So repetition is only to affirm, to get well grounded. If you talk once, when you repeat twice, you repeat the word thrice, what happens? You just go through that. Come, come, no? You see. Just imagine, what is its effect? Come, come, come. Please, please, be seated, be seated. No? Unknowingly, we immediately build that. We mean it. No, we mean it is not a superficial action. So repetition is also expresses the intensity. It helps us to get ourselves well grounded, and it helps us in our practice. Every practice comes only through repetition. You go back to your childhood days. Whenever you do anything, how many times you have repeated? Cycling, swimming, walking, anything. Suppose you, in your sports class, no, in your how to learn by heart, repeat. What for? So that it gets grounded in you. Is it not? You keep on repeating the same action. You keep on repeating the same words. You keep on repeating the same thoughts. Those are all necessary to make our practice more and more effective. So we interpret, this is how we look at it. When Papa has given us this mantra, because Papa's Guru gave him, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So we take it. It was not explained by him anywhere. We take it that he inserted this Jai 3 times only for us to get well grounded. Is it clear?
It was a good explanation, but my question was why we claim victory of Ram as Ram is the only reality. It's like victory on what?
He should be victorious on what?
Like victorious on
Normally, when you hail, how do you express it? Victorious to him, victory to him, victory to him, victory. I will take it like that. Papa has not clarified it. When we do the thinking, when you ask something, we try to think, why are we repeating it? Then now it is becoming clear to us that previously we were repeating it with this background. We are repeating the name of one who is within us. We did not spend time on why 3 times. But again, it has got its own relevance. So now we find it can be interpreted that victory to the self-centeredness is there to assert its individuality, so that God thought is not recognized. So when we keep on thinking about you, it is a victory over your own self-interest. You try to transcend. What did Swamiji say about defeat, you remember? Just like that.
Surrender means defeat. Surrender means defeat in the rest.
Means his will be done.
Defeating the individual sense.
Defeat of the ego.
Defeat of the ego. So we said, no, the more we say victory to you, victory to you, victory to you, that means you dominate. You make me the sense of individuality subservient, subdue. In that way also we can interpret. Papa has only said victory to you.
Swamiji, it also means your will be done.
It can be said, it can be in any whatever way. There is no technicality here. We are trying to remember him, that's all. Our intellect may try to ask these questions, but Let us not, why not we be satisfied with what the Guru has said, no? There are so many words of Papa on Nama there. So many words on Dhyana there. So many words on Seva there. So many on your back also you will find, on sadhana. So we try to go through that, and then it will all give in a push, We will not get stuck with anything. So we started with what today? Recap.
No, Swamiji.
We started with what?
We started with this question, Swamiji.
What?
Chanting mechanically.
Mind going out.
How to ensure
Effective
that we
chanting.
don't slip into mechanical chanting. That was the first topic. And then
That should we take the mantra?
you. So we are trying to understand. Thoughts, yeah. How do I arrest dissimilar thought currents? Yes, then. Need not be in the chronological order, whatever. Hari Om. Details about Hari Om. Then victory. Then initiation. Whether Guru's initiation is necessary. Then
He asked two questions. Shiva and Rama.
why different names for the same truth? Then
That we covered. Spiritual heart, he asked one. Spiritual heart.
a spiritual
Where is
heart.
the place?
Real heart. Seat of love, seat of God. Is that over? Every day we should do this recap, otherwise, we may forget. Just like in the school, they give us homework, so that whatever we have heard, something of it goes inside, and the examination is there to check up whether we have assimilated and taken it as our own. So there, no text will be there, no teacher will be there, and the questions are also not known to you. So if I have to prepare myself for the exam, my absorption level should be up. So when we have this satsang, when he prompts us to bring out certain aspects of spirituality, in order to ensure that it doesn't stay at the superficial level, we have to devise some method. We can note down, we can go through it again, then tear it off, so that it gets imprinted in our heart. Otherwise, after some time, we may forget it. Okay, very, very happy. And the most important thing is, between the questions, there were pause moments. It was not that one after another. That pause moment enables us to settle ourselves. So it is always better when one query is answered, we try to think about it, and that will pave the way for the next query in somebody's mind. Ultimately, it is for all of us that he is doing it, to get more and more clarity on the different facets of spirituality. So in that way, we are very, very happy about this lively session. Thank you all very much. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om.
Sunday no satsang. Sunday tomorrow satsang. Today
You can have.
Sunday.
You can have tomorrow. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Hari Om.
Tomorrow satsang is
Tomorrow also in the same time. We'll-
there. 3:30 to 4.